Hey guys, today I'm going to do a shop my stash with me video, basically where I kind of dip into all of my makeup and pull out products that I pretty much haven't touched in a while. All of these products I've used before. A lot of these products I haven't touched in a long time. So if you want to kind of rediscover makeup with me, grab a little baggie, put makeup in it as if you're shopping at a Sephora or an Ulta, and then play with makeup with me while I play with makeup. Keep watching. Okay, so these are the L'Oreal True Match, just the regular old basic type of formula. So this is W6 and W7. I'm gonna try W6 first. So one thing I don't love about this particular formula is the packaging. Not, maybe I shouldn't say formula. This foundation is the packaging, because you have to like dirty a finger. It tends to look a little bit dry, which is fine if you have oily skin, but I don't necessarily like to look dry if I have oily skin. I want it to look not oily, and there's a difference. So I'm actually putting W7 on my forehead because I usually have to either bronze my forehead, and I'd rather just kind of keep the foundation deeper. So I'm gonna go back to, it's kind of an oldie goodie, Tarte Shape Tape in the color medium. I still do the same old type of application when it comes to my concealer. I don't necessarily do one and then one here. Honestly, I think the more that you kind of move the product those directions, you can still get that same effect. I don't think that the placement initially necessarily does that. All right, so yeah, these, I like these. They look full coverage. They tend to feel a little bit heavy. Sometimes they kind of wear a little heavy. You definitely have to be conscious of it when you're kind of going about your day. You can't just kind of wear it and forget it. It kind of lingers, it'll transfer. I like this particular formula. Yeah, I like it. It looks perfect on my skin. Like, it looks pretty. The only thing is that it doesn't necessarily last that great. All right, next thing I'm digging into on my collection is this Louise Primer. These were all over Instagram forever and ever, for years actually. I just never got around to it until recently when I wanted to do colorful looks. But when I kind of changed my office and started doing more looks, I think I was like all the way still pregnant. That's when I wanted to buy this primer, because I was like, I just want like my looks to pop, and they weren't popping. The thing I do find with it is that it's tricky to blend products on top of it. It's grippy, so whatever you put on top, you kind of have to like put it with precision. The next shop my stash that I'm doing is this eyeshadow palette. This is from NYX. Should we do blue? Something like that. I used to use blues all the time. I kind of can't help it now. I still want to use blue. Let's see. I'm gonna shop this little guy. I use this often, but I'm gonna take this kind of like neutral colors from Melt. I was telling my husband about this. He's like, your area is really messy. And I said, first of all, you're not allowed to talk about my area. You're not allowed in here. But it was because I had originally like filmed something like this, and then for whatever reason I never got it up. See, look, I have to like tap it. I never got it up, and then I was like, okay, well tomorrow I'll film and I'll leave all these products out because I'll film it again or like whatever. And then I did it the next day, and then the next day I did a different look, which was like for my everyday. And then the next day I was like, okay, I'm gonna still leave this up because I'm gonna use it, and I still haven't used it until today. So it's hard out here sometimes for a mommy. I haven't played with this one in a long time. It has some shimmer. I think I'm just gonna go all out, all over. Got a new phone. I didn't want a new phone for the hell of it. So these are the reasons why I wanted my new phone. I wanted a smaller phone. The iPhone 13 mini is the best size for me. I need something tiny because I have tinier hands. Actually, my hands aren't particularly small. They're proportional to my frame. So I needed a phone. I actually wanted to go back. My husband had gone back to like an old model because of how small it was, and I was like, oh, I'm jealous. I wish I had that size, because you can text with one hand, you can swipe with one hand, like you can do everything. And I was kind of annoyed that the phone just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So anyways, when they came out with the 13, I was like, oh shit, I want it. Then I saw the 13 mini in store and I was like, I kind of want that. Okay, I'm just gonna tap this brush into the same color. My old phone, which is a 11, is in really good condition, so I nicely asked my husband if he can make that move for me, because he's the one kind of like in charge of the electronics in our home. And anyways, so I got this new phone, and they kind of, the store, the way they talked to my husband, they're like, yeah, the iPhone mini's fine, it's just the quality's not that great compared to the iPhone 13. And I was like, they say that shit just to get you to pay the bigger one. But I love it. I think it's been great. So anyways, this particular mode that my phone is in cinematic. So it's blurred out in the back and it's facing me, which I like because I need to see where I am in the frame. And I also kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to talk to nobody. I need to see myself. Okay, that'll do. This is what I mean by shop my stash. I have all these fun pigments and I don't fucking use them. Okay, so this one. I haven't touched this in, like, I don't think I've ever used it. This is called the Dimensional Blue and Extra Dimension Eyeshadow. I don't know if they still make this, but we're gonna play with it today. Just to add more sparkle. Reflex Blue. This I actually do need a product to spray. I'll spray this brush with the Morphe spray. I love that spray. I think it's so good. Yeah, I wanted more. Look at that. Oh. Okay. I'm into it. Happy I used that. See what happens when you explore your own makeup stash. You surprise yourself. I'm gonna use the color Vanilla. I have not touched this product in years. I just literally use like what's on the cap. And put that on the inner corner. I know, right? Inner corner. But I think it's pretty. So I've been reading a book. I know some people are like, okay, and that's a huge accomplishment in my world. I haven't touched a book. Actually, I kept trying to read a book when my first daughter was born. It's just so hard to, like, you know, obviously find alone time, but also like to concentrate. The book that I was reading was in Spanish and it was very, very tricky for me. Not that Spanish is hard, like easy for me, but from like, there were so many phrases I just don't know in Spanish and I had to keep looking up words and it took a lot of effort. So that was why that one took me so long. I haven't read a book in English in a long time and where I can just kind of like whiz through it. And just recently I found a book. So in my neighborhood, actually let me just keep going. This guy, this is the Wet n Wild Skinny marker. I used to use this all the time. I really like it. It's just really dainty and teeny, teeny, tiny. Okay, so I'm gonna do that while I talk. But I've been reading this. There's like those, like, you know, those little tiny libraries that people have and they're like in front of their homes or like in front of a church or something, and they're called like a tiny library, where you basically put in a free book or donate a book and you can get a book and you just basically like sharing books. So I usually do those with my daughter. There's a lot of good little kid books that, you know, people just donate and get rid of. I'm gonna do a full Halloween. And so I saw in there that somebody had put in Crazy Rich Asians. And like, everyone knows that movie. I didn't watch it, but it was a really popular movie. And it was like a really big deal, but like, I wanted to read the book and I was like, oh my God, this is actually, I know it's a good read because it made it into a movie. And I've been reading it every day for the last like week, and it's been so enjoyable. Like when I tell you how much happiness it brings me, you have no idea. It's been kind of filling my time with things that make me happy like that. I used to not be a big reader. I never really was a big reader, to be honest, or music. I mean, honestly, what I did was like create art or draw or paint or dance, but never really reading books, and it is so enjoyable. So I put a timer on because I got to do a lot of shit. Like when the girls are napping, I have to get a lot done. Sometimes makeup doesn't make the cut. Sometimes laundry doesn't make the cut. But every day, what I've been trying to do, even at night, which is really hard because I just want to like scroll through my phone, I will put my phone on a 20. Oh, this is like collecting all that glitter. I'll put my phone on for like 25 minutes and just read. And I don't look up. I don't grab my phone. I don't do anything. I just zone out, and it feels really good. It's a new thing that I've been able to do. I haven't really had the chance to do that at all since my second daughter was born. And we're getting there. She's sleeping through the night. She's drinking from a bottle. She was resisting a bottle before. Now she can handle a bottle. Okay, so this is clearly not for glitter. Okay, I'm back. I did a bold brow. I actually brushed them up really high, almost like the length of my actual brow hairs. I haven't done this, I don't think, ever. So I'm just playing with it, see how it looks. This is a little Shop My Stash, which I haven't touched in a long time. This is Hula by Benefit. The reason I haven't touched it is it's in the corners. It's very hard to get to. But I'm gonna do it. Gotta move the brush, make sure it's in there. Oh, oh, it's a little ruddy that I'll remember. I think I like this in the summer. Yeah, it's a little ready. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. For a little bit more contour, I'm gonna try this. This is the color Taupe Shape. I don't even know if they sell this anymore. See if this makes a difference. I remember I took a class, I don't know what class. It must have been like a MAC class or something. And they kept talking about this color. So that I bought it. Oh, that does make a nice shadow. Oh yeah, see? It looks a little muddy, but I overdid it. This side looks good. Yeah, I like that. And then for my blush, I used to use this a ton. I don't think they sell this anymore. They might, no, I don't even think they do. This is from NYX. Look at this packaging. It's old, but I love it. It's cinnamon. It's just a good old orange. I love an orangey blush. It's kind of like my thing. When it comes to blushes, I just think they look the best on tan skin. Yeah, this one's really old. I just can't let go of it. Can't do it. I actually did bring this out. This is the Becca highlighter in Opal. It was a sample forever ago, but it gets shattered. So we're gonna use this very, very carefully. Oh, that's just so good. This highlighter, the formula is just so good. It just kind of makes like your skin look like, I don't know, it just like softens it up and like brings it back to life. Makes it look human-like. Kind of brings a cheekbone out that wasn't even there before. Just makes all the right illusions. I'm gonna use this one. This is actually, it's one of those things that I just keep around for everything. It's a Pixie pencil in the color Black Caviar. It's actually a deep brown. It might as well be black though. And I love it for lining my eyes. Take take a little bit of the Louise Primer. I mean, a little bit. Put it right in the center. Right there. So I'm gonna take that same blue. I'm just gonna keep it basic. Okay, I think I wanna line my eyes as well. Black. Or this caviar brown. I'm just gonna kind of leave it like droopy like that. Almost looks like a tear, but I like it. One mascara that I almost never touch is this one. This, did I used to wear this a lot? I don't remember. I think I wore it a few times back in the day in the early 2000s. And I think for the lips, I'm just gonna do something very, very minimal. I have these two lip liners. So every time I go, when I was pregnant, actually, I would, at the base level of the hospital I would actually go to, there was a Walgreens, so I'd either get like a snack on my way home or like just something boring, but I always went in there and I always looked at the makeup section. It was a very, very small makeup section, but I always kept going towards lip liners because I was really obsessed with lip liners at the time.
Mommy, tú no
See, it's a great lip color to throw in your purse, like if you just kind of want to have something that's like nude but not red, but like kind of striking. And it's perfect because there's a lip liner and a lipstick in one. I have not touched this in a while. This is the color Fortune Cookie. Very, very nude. But I like these kind of colors on top of like a deeper nude because it just kind of offsets it a little. They always perform exactly how you need them to. Ooh, I love that. Okay, that's the finished makeup. That was actually really fun. I haven't played with makeup that's not like a wearable routine type of thing in a long time, and this was actually really fun. Okay, so products that I rediscovered that I really do want to continue to play with, I would say is this one. I want to kind of see how it shapes the nose, the cheekbones, see if there's any kind of way to manipulate this, because the MAC people used to go on and on about that color, and I want to see if it still works. This Louise Primer, I like it. I got to see if it creases. Initially it does crease, but I think once you kind of do a little finger patting around, it should be fine. So I actually do want to play with that some more. This highlighter is amazing. It's like, and it looks so pretty in person. It's not like white gold. It's not gold. It's just like a nice glow. A little disappointed in this eyeliner, I have to say. I had high hopes, but it just can't do what it needs to over a glitter. And lesson learned, I won't do that over a glitter anymore. But I might have to get rid of this because I think I ruined it actually. And this lip liner is very pretty. I love the way this looks. It's like a brownie nude, but it's not too brown. It's not too orange. It's not too red, not too mauve. It's like kind of right in the middle. And you can add a gloss on top of it, which I really like. So that was a winner for me. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.